Robin Hilario, the host for today's Homeschool Helper Podcast. We'll be talking about homeschooling. May the speakers for today's podcast introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, my name is Vahn Garbin.
Hello everyone, I'm Luisa Galang, but you can call me Cael.
Good day everyone, I am Beatriz Ignacio and I will be one of our speakers for today.
Hello everyone, I am Kimiko Gargar, a grade 9 student.
And hello everyone, my name's Gutierrez.
Great to have everyone here. Before we head on to the main content, I would like to acknowledge this podcast's sponsor, Apex Smart Class. More on that later. Now let's head on to the questions. First question is, how's your experience in homeschooling? Vahn, what's your opinion on the question?
I have been in homeschool for almost a year now, and I can say it's the same to online schooling, where you can join classes and learn new things, just by using your laptop or phone, without even going outside your home. I can say that homeschooling is fun as you get to learn just by being in your home and by learning with your friends.
Nice answer. Anyways, alright. What about Bea? How about you? Got any opinions on homeschooling?
Yes, I do have, thank you. I have been in homeschooling for 3 years now, and I am a student who lives abroad, and despite having a 5-hour difference, I don't really see that as a big problem, at least for me, because all the materials are provided online. But the difficulty that I struggled with, and I am struggling with, is that as a homeschooling student, I have to give more effort, time, and discipline in completing the different tasks that need to be done. Since I study from home, it is very hard for me to think that and go into the mindset that it is time to work since I am at the comfort of my home, which to me is associated with relaxation and leisure time. That in turn makes it harder for me to stay focused and stop procrastinating. But thanks to my mother, I am building discipline on that struggle. That's all for me.
Thanks for that, Bea. How about you, Hannah? Anything you'd like to add on?
Thank you for this wonderful question, Paul. Well, for me, I've been homeschooling online for about 3 years now, and it's honestly been a journey. My overall experience of it is great, but there are some realistic struggles. I'm sure any online homeschooler can tell you that. One that I've experienced a lot is disturbances from family members, especially when I'm really just trying to focus on a meeting or even an assignment. Suddenly they burst in, causing a big distraction for me. However, I learned a way around this struggle, and that's to basically just ask my family members not to disrupt around set times, like if I have a scheduled meeting or even a scheduled class. I even made hand gestures, which they understand, to signal them off. Like to a hand gesture to like tell them to not disturb me right now or to get out of my room. But it's honestly really up to you. It's all about personal preference on how you create your environment to your advantage. And even disciplining yourself always works.
That's a nice opinion, that Hannah. Moving on to the second question. What helped you in homeschooling? Miko, would you care to share your feelings about it?
Thank you, Paul, for asking me this question. This is actually my 3rd year being homeschooled, and the main habit that helped me survive and thrive is planning or scheduling. Schedules act as a guide for your choices, especially with upcoming deadlines, and it's most definitely helpful if you act impulsively and get overwhelmed easily, like me. However, it's best to place your schedule somewhere you can see so you'll be reminded easily.
That's a very neat answer, Miko. I wonder if Cael has anything else to say before we move on to the next question. What about you?
In all honesty, I think using studying techniques helped me most when I had a hard time with the face-to-face to online studying transition. In the 3 years I've been homeschooled, it turned me into a better student. I wasn't that used to being in front of a laptop for long periods of time during class hours, so I faced a ton of distractions, being kept away from the internet for a long time. But my mom introduced me to the Pomodoro technique. It made me finish a lot of activities, and I can say it's a great tip for people struggling with time management.
Alright, moving on to the last question. How can I make homeschooling work for my child if I have to go to day? If I have to go to work
Um,
every day? Will anybody like to answer?
I'd like to say that if you have to work and you have to leave your child at home, as a parent, you could have everyday goals with your child and check if they have done it when you come home from work. Early on into the homeschooling, try your best to have a routine or a schedule with your child. And if they are asking for help, just try your best to help them in any way possible.
What I can say on this matter is, maybe lending a little bit of time to check on your child by asking them if they're having a hard time on their tasks, and lend them a hand if you have the time.
A set schedule is on the top of my list as a parent that has a child being homeschooled. It's efficient to balance studying, rest, and housework, so when I'm at work, they have their own schedule to work around along with chores. Setting time for different activities can organize their lifestyle without being stressed by the thought of multitasking.
I'd like to follow on that. Honestly, it's a great and insightful question. It's a great way to teach your child about independence. And afterwards, once you come home from work, then you can help your child out. And you could also learn about their progress. Because honestly, that's what growing up is all about. It can help your child feel a sense of independence and make them feel that they can handle themselves, which is what homeschooling is mostly about.
Such wonderful answers from what I've heard, and also it's a fantastic question. I myself live apart from my parents, though I do have my aunt with me. Personally, I recommend setting an easy-to-follow routine for your child as well as a study place for them to study comfortably and continuously. And of course, encourage your child to learn independence and integrity, which are important foundations in homeschooling and probably college.
Thank you so much, Vahn, Bea, Miko, Hannah, and Cael, for your wonderful statements. I believe everyone learned something from today's podcast, but let's recap. Miko shared advice for parents, and it's to have a routine and a study space for your child. Also, encourage your child to learn independence and integrity. As for Vahn, he gave encouragement to those deciding to homeschool, saying that homeschooling is as fun as online schooling, as you get to learn by just being in your home. Bea, on the other hand, said that as students, we need to give more effort, time, and discipline to do our tasks, especially because of our environment in our home. We may easily get distracted and procrastinate. For Cael, different studying techniques are functional as long as you have the right mindset and motivation to keep yourself focused, and setting schedules are important to keep a lifestyle organized. And lastly, Hannah shared encouragement about independence on how a parent's homeschooling child can grow, learn a lot more with online homeschooling. Thanks for listening to our podcast, everybody. Before we end, though, I'd like to take a moment to discuss about our sponsor for this podcast, Apex Smart Class. Apex Smart Class is an online homeschool where students can learn without limits. Smart Class is home e-schooling innovated for students who want to take control of their own education. If your child demonstrates high independence and desire for expansive learning at their own pace, this program is the perfect fit. Apex Smart Class encourages the parents to be involved in the students' education for more bonding with family.
Thank you, Apex Smart Class, for sponsoring today's Homeschool Helper Podcast.
Thank you everyone for listening. Comment down below for inquiries.
Let's all be #better each day.